It's lovely to be here. It's always lovely to be here. I think this will be my 11th year, I think, teaching. All because of Roger Rosenblatt over there taking pity on me when I got fired from the Village Voice. And said, stop feeling sorry for yourself, you're going to be a teacher. And I said, what? And he said, anything you want. I said, when? He said, whenever you want to start. And now I've started, and I don't know how to stop. This has been truly, from a beginning where I wasn't sure what I was going to do, to a point today when I'm still not sure what I'm doing. And but all of it has been a joy. All of it has been exciting and stimulating, and something I never suspected. One of the changing points of my life, or as Barack Obama likes to say, a teaching moment, but in this case for me. So I thank Roger, I thank Bob Reeves, and everyone concerned with this program, which has been, except for Julie Sheen, who's going to make me be the wife in a reading today, and because she's found out about my sex change operation, and people will pay for this. I have a memoir, this is it. These are the galleys, which comes out next March. It's called Backing Into Forward, and I'm going to read you a chapter. Let's see. Until the book is finished, actually. So, called The Jewish Mother Joke. When I was in my late 30s and a famous cartoonist, and more recently a playwright, I could not let my mother attend my plays. They used language that would have shocked her. And even worse, I portrayed mothers on stage who she might rightly conclude were based on her. Satiric and not at all that lovable. When I was in that time where I had, or thought I had, a handle on our age, our politics, our sociology, and just about everything else that defined America's near-nervous breakdown in the Cold War, years when I was riding high as the country was sinking low, my mother called me, as she did, or I did, a couple of times a week. And this is what she said, almost word for word. Sonny Boy, she began. Sonny Boy was my mother's code name for me. I read in these magazines I get, Ladies' Home Journal, McCall's, Cosmopolitan, these stories of mothers and their famous sons. And the sons are always so angry at their mothers for something or other they did in their childhood. And I couldn't help wondering, Sonny Boy, is there anything I ever did to you that you resent me for? And there it was, my opening. She was finally, after 30 years, inviting me to tell her of the bitterness that I've been swallowing for a lifetime, where to begin. Should I talk about the countless times since earliest childhood she'd been taking me aside to trash my father? That he wasn't a bad man, only a weak man. That he couldn't be relied on, but no man could be relied on. That she married him as a working woman in her early 30s with a nest egg of $5,000. And my father had borrowed, stolen, and squandered it all on failed businesses or drunkenness or other undescribed weaknesses that I was too young to hear about. Someday when I'm old enough, I should never grow up to be like my father, or for that matter, a man. She told me any number of times it was to be avoided at all costs. I shouldn't break her heart as my father had so many times, as my older sister Mimi was doing even as we spoke. Shall I bring this up to her at this moment when she asked me on the phone if there was anything in my past that I resented her for? Or should I talk about my puppy Rex, given to me by my Uncle Adolf, my father's brother? Adolf was sweet like my father, but unlike him was able to keep a business going. Adolf was a barber in D.C. He had other businesses as well, investments, he had money. All my father's brothers had money. Sidney in Florida had a thriving jewelry store on Lincoln Road. Saul in New York was rich in real estate, money to burn. Even Francis, his big sister, owned a successful men's shop in Atlantic City. But Dave, my father, lacked the family touch, couldn't make a dime, or when he did, couldn't hold on to it. Should I mention Rex, the beagle pup, given to me when I was 7? Rex, who was my friend in a friendless world, who sat in my lap with me cross-legged on the floor, worshipfully gazing up at the old Philco console as it played my favorite radio serials. Rex, who followed me, jumped all over me, licked my hand and face,